Hello, hello. Let me go up here. Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hello. Hi. Let me close a couple of windows so that I'm not having too much lag. Yay. That's working now. Hello, hello. Hey, y'all. Need to make sure that I have my email pulled up because it's the thing from last week that I was waiting on an email for. Got it happening this week now. So let me make sure I have my email pulled up. I hope y'all are having a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. Hope you all are having a beautiful Tuesday. Let's see. I might have to turn the Wi-Fi off on that for a while. Hello. Hello. I'll give it I'm sitting here giving it a few more minutes and I'm the one running behind. I hope y'all are doing great. I hope y'all are having a beautiful, wonderful day. Excuse me. I hope y'all are having a beautiful, wonderful day. We are reading Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now. We are reading Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now. And we are into, it keeps pausing over here on Instagram. Hey, Instagram, you good? I don't know if it's good or not, but here we are. We are reading Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. I am Taylor. I am Miss Taylor Said, and I Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. I am reading, and right now we are in this book. We will move on to other books once this one is complete. But Monday through Thursday, I read at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's in an effort to complete a few goals that I have. One of my goals being that I want to actually finish the books that I've started or finish the books that I've purchased and haven't started yet. Come on, reconnect over here. And finish the books that I hadn't finished yet. Another thing that I want to do is get more comfortable with public speaking, which is why we're here on live. And I want to get more comfortable with public speaking because I want to do more things for my creative goals. I'm hoping to do things that involve me reading aloud in front of people and, things like reading a teleprompter and stuff like that. I have to sneeze now, and I feel it right here. Excuse me. Hey. So, with those goals that I'm trying to reach, I'm reading books aloud on Instagram and Facebook. Once I get more devices that I can get up and work, and we'll be on more platforms. But for right now, we're on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you guys. We are on week 3. I'm so excited because we've been doing this for 3 weeks. And I appreciate. I'm going to remember my day ones. I'm going to remember you. We are on week 3. We are in chapter 2, and I don't have a bookmark. I need to get a bookmark, like a proper bookmark. We are on chapter 2. Yesterday, we had some really good stuff going on. We went through the checklist of the personal skill set for today's Abundant Thinker. If you missed yesterday's reading, it is available on my page. If you just scroll down and you just scroll past everything, scroll past all the fun stuff that I've been posting today. Didn't mean to shake the table, but I did. You can scroll past that, and there is on Instagram. It is under my IGTV. Let me move that so you don't see my TV. It is under my IGTV, is listed as a series, Reading with Miss Taylor Said. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, or I haven't tried to do that yet up here on Facebook, so I probably should and will. But let's go ahead and get back into the book. The next section is called Visualize Yourself as a Skilled, Abundant Thinker. Connection issues today is not what I need. It's really not what I need. So if you guys are here, let me know you're here. Just because I'm having connection issues over here on Instagram. So if you're here, let me know you're here. Ooh, no. Visualize yourself as a skilled, abundant thinker. Hey, friend. In the last chapter, I introduced you to guided visualization, the process of seeing your future life and all the great things before you. As we work on enriching yourself, I have another visualization session that will help you find limitless potential. As before, feel free to record this script in your own voice or have a friend do it for you. Visualization time should be reserved for a quiet place where you can meditate and reflect. Keep paper and pencil handy to jot down any impressions or messages you receive about ways to expand your abundant life. Next section, relaxing into the visualization process. I want to take you on a visualization journey to greatness. I want to help you find your limitless potential. I want you to find everything that's possible for you, everything that you deserve, everything that's waiting for you. I want it to be right there in front of you. Great love, great health, great finances. I want you to visualize yourself exactly where you call success. In the home, the family, the love, the openness. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Breathe in all that you need to make this real. Breathe it in. And when you exhale, release anything that doesn't serve you. Release, exhale. Visualization script for enriching yourself. I want you to see yourself standing in front of a room with everyone celebrating you. Remember that moment. I want you to see yourself right where you say you want to be. Your skin, your hair, your face, your heart, your soul, your home, your family, your car, your friends, your business, your spirituality. Everything is right where you want it to be. I want you to feel it. I want you to hear it. I want you to taste it. The most perfect meal. You're having dinner with the most perfect person, and you have the most perfect life. Your most precious dreams have come true. Your most precious thoughts are real. Take a deep breath. Breathe that in. Feel it. Enjoy it. Smile. Smile at all the faces that are smiling back at you. Who is coming up to you telling you how proud they are of you? Is it your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your husband, your wife? Is it your friends, your children, colleagues, neighbors, people from your social circle? Look at their faces. We're so proud of you. Oh my God, you're such an inspiration. Hear those words. Breathe that in and take a deep breath in. And when you exhale, exhale anything that's holding you back from that, anything that doesn't serve you. Release the fear, release the shame, release the guilt, release the worry, release it. You don't own it. It's not yours. Closing down the visualization process. Begin to feel yourself back in the room that you're in right now. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your back against the chair wherever you're sitting. Feel yourself back in the room. Open your eyes slowly. Now pick up your pen or pencil and begin to write. What did you see? Who did you see? What messages were they telling you? Who was thanking you, acknowledging you? I want you to write that down. I want you to sit in silence and be with your thoughts and your feelings. Write down every detail you can think that came to you. You still in here? You still good? So that was the end of the visualization process. So the next section says, you don't have to master everything. This one was written for me. You don't have to master everything. Welcome in. If you are just now joining, it's Reconnecting. If you're just now joining, then we are reading Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now. Ooh, I am not a fan of that. Let me see something. I'm going to pause this real quick. Close that, close all of those. I usually close everything. Maybe it'll work better now. All right. Let's hope that this doesn't keep distracting me with the issues. I apologize, y'all. You don't have to master everything. When my company was a lot newer, I didn't think like a CEO. While lots of people were more talented than me in certain areas and could do tasks in those areas, I still tried to have a hand in every little detail of the company. I'll never forget the week I spent hours creating a flyer for one of my speaking engagements. For one of my speaking engagements. Doing a terrible job, frankly, of writing it, designing it, and producing it. Not only did I feel like I had to do everything in those days, I was convinced I had to be good at everything. For projects to end up the way I liked them, I felt I had to be the one responsible for every detail. Perhaps you too have taken on the mindset that you have to be a master of the millions of tasks that go into building an abundant life. You don't, of course. It's not possible. In fact, abundant thinkers know they can easily find people who are not only better at certain tasks, but who are joyfully complete, but who will also joyfully complete those tasks in record time, producing a better outcome too, because it's their passion. They've studied and refined and honed their skills year after year, while you've studied, refined, and honed what you're good at. Work together for the best outcome. And then there's a quote. Surround yourself with the best people you can find. Delegate authority and don't interfere as long as the policy you've decided upon is being carried out. Ronald Reagan, 40th President of the United States. Y'all, that makes me think. So last night I was having a discussion about yesterday's reading. And sometimes, yesterday, if you were watching yesterday, we were talking about not giving your all to the jobs that you work at because it can kill you. Not giving your all to the jobs that you work at because it can kill you. We were talking about that yesterday. And I had to look at the details of this book to kind of put it in perspective because we live in a completely different world. I was like, man, she wrote that a while ago. She wrote this book. It was copyrighted in 2016, which means that she had been writing it at least a year or two before, at best a year or two before. So this is somebody that was writing back in 2014, 15, probably earlier than that, documenting these things, which is not bad. It's not necessarily a bad thing. However, think about she wrote this in the Obama years. Let's just put it out there. She wrote this in the Obama years. It was a different time. Everybody was cool. Like Mark Maron's joke, where he was just like, we were all doing freaking yoga and, I wasn't doing yoga until now, but, people were doing yoga and had reusable bags and we were post-racial and all that stuff. So it's like, there's so many different factors now that play into where we are now and how things are now, and especially with this year. So I'm going to do my best to catch those moments where it's like, we in a different time now, so maybe not that, So I'll do my best to capture those moments, but just keep that in mind when you're watching and when you're listening to me read this particular book, that it was written, you know, at best, at the very least 5 years ago. The very least 5 years ago. So, you know, keep that in mind for context. All right. Another reason that successful people delegate to others who are more qualified is that they avoid spending their dollar time on penny tasks. They avoid spending their dollar time on penny tasks. That doesn't minimize the value of the graphic designer who eventually created my flyers, but abundant thinkers recognize that their own highest revenue generating activities are, and what their highest revenue generating activities are, and they focus their time on those activities that only they do. This is key. I now spend my time solely on those activities that only I can do, and even then, only on those activities that have the highest return. These are actions like providing content for this book, speaking on stage, coaching, meeting with the clients for VIP days, appearing on television, things that literally only my name can be attached to in that particular way. If 5 other talented people can do a task as well as you or better, it's not the highest or best use of your time for you to do it. Let's run that back again. If 5 other people, talented people, can do a task as well as you or better, it's not the highest and best use of your time for you to do it. It doesn't deliver the highest return on your time spent. When I learned from Stephen Covey's book, I am not on it today, y'all. I'm so sorry. My mind is not focused, and I do apologize. I can't talk about the thing that I'm like, the email that I'm waiting on and all that stuff. I can't talk about it, but it's like, I can't tell y'all, but it's really, really big, and it's really big. Yeah, it's really big for me, and I have to make sure that I'm on time for that. So I know I'm going to dip out of here earlier, and this is going to be a shorter episode and a shorter reading, but it's for good reason, and you guys will see later on, what that reason is. But yes, and please stay. Yay. It didn't go away. Wonderful. Where was I? When I learned from Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that 80% of our time should be spent on our circle of influence, those things only we can do something about, my entire focus changed. If you made a list of all the things, the outcome of which only you can influence, then committed to spending 80% of your work week in those areas, you would see your goals achieved in record time. Those of us who can have an abundant way of thinking, who are committed to operating at a higher consciousness and a higher level of execution, spend 80% of our time on projects, initiatives, relationships, and revenue centers that we, and only we, can impact. So I'm going to get into this a little bit because I have a problem with this. I don't have an issue with what she said. I have my own personal desire to try to learn every single thing that I need. Also, if you notice this is my bracelet from madewithmelanin.co. Madewithmelanin.co. It's a nice bracelet. I like it. I like that it does this thing where it's different on the bonding parts. I like that a lot. Anyway, I struggle with this myself, where I feel the need to try to be on top of everything, knowing that I can't. And I've gotten better about it this year. Was working on a project with somebody, and I knew there are certain elements that I'm just, my brain doesn't operate in that way. It just doesn't operate in that manner. and me trying to force myself to do it. Hey, friend. Hey, friend. Me trying to force myself to do it just would have stressed me out and upset me more than me letting somebody else handle it or letting somebody else do it. And, you know, when we all come into our abundant lives and things of that nature, it's like, you know, hopefully there's revenue. We're manifesting revenue so that we can hire people to do the things that we need them to do, because, you know, people be wanting to get paid for their talents and stuff like that. However, I was talking about this yesterday, actually. Like, one thing that I really, really, really want to do, and one thing I've been trying to shift my focus on, is really recognizing who in my life and who I know that carry talents that will help me, and what my talents could be that could help them, so that we're all helping each other. And again, going back to the idea of being a community and caring about the collective rather than just our own individual selves, because it's egotistical really to try to force yourself to do everything, because it's a certain, it's pride on one end of the spectrum. It's pride because I'm nervous or I'm scared to ask for help, or I'm afraid of being looked down upon for asking for help. But at the exact same time, that works together with ego and arrogance, where it's just like, you know, I feel like it has to be me that figures it out. And if I don't figure it out, I don't trust that anybody else is going to help me figure it out. I don't trust that anybody else is going to do it the way that I think that they should do it. And it's like, what Lisa is saying is that go ahead and write a list down of the things you need. Write a list down to the outcomes you want and the things you need. Now narrow that list down to the things that only you can do, and outsource that work. And all the other things, outsource that work if you can. If people are willing to help you, outsource it. Let them handle it. Let them have it. Let them do it. That's how we all work together, so everybody can see their visions. My mentor that doesn't know he's my mentor, Kev on Stage, you know, he couldn't come up with Kev on Stage Studios streaming app. Internet comedian has a streaming app exclusively with his content on it. Him and the other people that create in his studio. But like, he has a streaming app, but he couldn't have built what he built without all the people that we know. If y'all are tuned in and clicked in with them, it's like he couldn't do that without all the people that you know. He couldn't do that without Tahir, Doughboy, Tony Baker, freaking Patrick Cloud. I was about to call him Patrick Star. Patrick Cloud, his wife, Mrs. Kev on Stage, aka Melissa, mostly known as Melissa because that's her name. He couldn't do that without all of those people involved, and Joshy and all of them. Like, he couldn't do that without all of them. And he talks about that often. But there are only certain things that Kevin Fredericks can do. Only Kev can do the Dear Kev podcast. Only Kev can do Kev on Stage videos. Only Kev can do those things. But all the stuff, the production, the you know, if he has somebody writing scripts or all those details, all those other bits, like, let somebody else do that. I'm good. I am good. So I can do what I do best. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to gain my success by getting into a Beyonce bag where, you know, every little detail has to be ran by me, and you know, I got to touch everything and I'm not sleeping. You know, y'all have seen it. You can act like you haven't seen it, but you've seen it. You know, whenever you watch her documentaries and stuff where it's just like, oh, I do everything, and if I don't sleep, nobody sleeps. However, Shorty got hundreds of people around her doing the work. She does. So, you know, everybody need a team. Even Jesus had a squad. Okay? Even Jesus had a squad. All right. So, I cracked myself up. Cheers. A bubble went down my throat the wrong way. I thought I was going to cough up on this camera. That would be very fitting for how things have already started going today. Let's see. All right. Amen. I do claim it. Let's see. Gotta check my email again, y'all, because should be coming in just a moment. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to the next section. Yes, Lord, that is me, 100% me too. And I have it. It's yeah. It's hard. It's hard, but part of that, it's hard, and I'm saying it's hard for people on Instagram. A comment says from Sorante says, Lord, that was me 100%. This is me 100% me too. And then I have the issue of trusting someone to help with said problem and making it worse. And it's like, part of that is also spending time with yourself and actually trusting your intuition, actually trusting yourself. Because it'll be easier to trust others when you trust yourself. And trusting yourself means that you're honest with yourself and you don't, put yourself in a position where you're putting more pressure on yourself and beating yourself up because why can't I do all these things? I see these people and they do all these things and I see this and I see that, because everything's on the freaking internet right now and everybody's on the internet. Everybody doing a live show, a podcast, a Twitch, or something. Everybody's doing something on the internet right now. There's nothing wrong with that because that's where we are. And I also, side note, based on me saying that everybody's on the internet right now. Side note, y'all, I think that after the pandemic, I don't think that celebrities are going to matter as much as they do now. Because it's like, I don't know. It's like watching them, like the people tune in for talent and art, but all that extra celebrity shit that people be doing, I don't think anybody's going to care about that next year. Because I feel like people I follow, they be more tuned in and ready and excited about things that like their friends are doing, or the not as popular artists and stuff like that. And maybe it's just people I follow, but it's like, I don't think people care about celebrity, because the who's even popular in the world is different now. Because it took me a moment to notice the fact that the Jake Paul that was in the fight was the Jake Paul from YouTube that had the brother that went to the Japan forest and all that stuff. And even him, Logan Paul, is going to fight Floyd Mayweather. And it's like, these people started on the internet. And it's like, Kev, and all these YouTubers, like the people, even if you're going back to like the Scorpion show and stuff like that, that generation of artists and creative people, they came through like that era. This YouTube era, really, and social media era, is changing what celebrity means and Hollywood and how all that stuff works and operates. We've in the last 10 years, really, we've really flipped that shit on its head, and was like from the Me Too movement to, cancel culture and all that stuff, like that's just dead. Like, I mean, excuse all my language, but like that stuff is like gone now. Like that stuff, like the way that people were dragging Cardi for saying that she was buying the expensive bag, or asking should she buy the expensive bag. It's like, people want to have monetary security, and they also want to indulge in luxury things. But I don't think people are going to care about celebrities as much, because that plays into classism as well. And obviously, class is such a huge is shifting because of the pandemic, because so many people are losing their jobs, their livelihoods, their homes and things like that. Like class is shifting again, like it did back in like 2000. What was it? The housing crisis of 2008. Like it's like things are shifting again. So I'm very interested to see. Yes. They have become so personable to us now, and the fame is watered down. We're overexposed to them. We're overexposed to them in their daily lives. Like, bruh, we're overexposed. And then you have people like Cardi, who started as somebody that got popular on the internet, and in less than 5 years went from being, excuse me, oh God, that's embarrassing. Went from being a dancer. She went from being a dancer to a reality star to the biggest female rapper in the world right now. I mean, that's no shade to any other female rappers. They're great, and I'm happy for them. And they've had excellent, runs and times and everything like that. But like Cardi is one of the biggest rappers in the world right now. Period. One of the biggest artists in the world right now. And it's like she still lives her life out on the internet. And so it's just, whoo. Oh, Kingsley used to have a YouTube show called Overexposed, and he would just rant about the things that were overexposed. I missed that. He should bring that back, because it's really it really is interesting. I had to unfollow, had distance myself from celebrities. Most of the things I see from the majority of them is something negative, toxic. Yeah. And honestly, y'all, last year, I want to say it was early last year, I stopped following the Shade Room and Baller Alert and those like gossip sites. It dramatically changed the way my timeline looked. Dramatically changed. And then even people that constantly reposted stuff from their pages, unfollow them too, or mute them or hide them and stuff like that. And really, and that's the other thing. There's so much stuff out here. There's so many platforms, social media, networks, so many different groups, niches, stuff like that. There's so many different like groups and clubs. I mean, you look at Facebook, how many freaking groups are on Facebook? There's so many people that you can go and find your group of people that have specific interests, and you have unlimited access to them because internet. Why do I need a celebrity? I don't need a group of people that come on my TV and are in the magazines, telling me what I should and shouldn't like, because literally I can find 1,000 people on the internet right now that like the exact thing that I'm fucking talking about, or that I really, really like. You a person that only wears, bright yellow nail polish on your toes? Guess what? There's a group out there for bitches that wear only bright yellow nail polish on their toes. I bet you there is. It's like but that goes even in that. Going back to what we're reading, knowing what you're good at, doing what you're good at, and creating opportunities for other people to do what they're good at, to help you do what you're good at, it sets you up for the win. And now you have your own community of people, and then you even have your own group of people that are supporting you and cheering for you and rooting for you, and it all goes back and forth. It all goes back and forth, because like I think about like certain artists, like these smaller, like these these little baby yachties, objects, all the littles and youngs and things like that, because I'm old now. All of those artists, like, yeah, they may never be, the biggest star in the world. However, they have such a strong core fan base, they're going to be fine, because like in business, it's more profitable to have somebody that's a returning customer every year than, or however often they need your services. It's more profitable to have somebody that's returning than to have a bunch of new people coming on and off. So when you do what you do best, and you allow people to do what they do best, and y'all all come together to paint the picture that is your vision, then the people that support you, whatever it is that you're doing that you are trying to gain support on or you're trying to accomplish, the people that support you and are rooting for you or financially giving to you or whatever, that want to see you win and are following what you're doing, they are going to keep coming back because they know that you're being authentic, because you are following your intuition and doing what it is that you're meant to do. You're following your calling, you're following your purpose. And listen, that's all we can do. That's all we can do. That's all we are here for. Y'all, I actually cuss a lot. And people that know me in real life know I cuss a lot. I just don't cuss a lot on the internet. But listen, but like, fuck all that. Like, you are here for a purpose. Fuck that job. Like, and I'm not saying quit your job and, cut off resources so that you can survive. That's dumb, but your purpose is your purpose. And the only way you gonna know your purpose is if you sit down with yourself quietly, meditate, really reflect on what matters to you. And if this hasn't been the perfect time for you, I hope that there's a time coming for you. If this year has not created time and space for you to do that because you've had to continue to work and stuff like that, I am so sorry. I hope you're okay. I hope you are healthy and safe and you haven't got COVID. However, make time. We're coming into a new year. We're in that last stretch and the stars are lining up and doing their thing. This is the time to figure out where you want to be. This is the time to figure out where you want your energy and your output to go. Because this window of time right now, y'all, is not coming back. Yes, I'm trying to be as loud as possible, friend. Saying it for the people in the back. Tell them people in the back that they need to hear this. Tell them in the back they need to hear this. Like, ooh, I lost my thought there. Hold on. It's going to come back to me. This is the window of time to do it. This is it. If you don't do it now, it's like you got to do it now. Okay, y'all, I'm checking my email because I need to make sure that I'm good. Jacqueline. Oops. I don't know if this means that I click in at that time, but we'll find out. Yes, Sarante. I am not a big fan. I haven't gotten an email yet, so hope that's not a bad thing. Hope everything. Go back. I'm sorry, y'all. This is ghetto. But until this thing happens, and if it gets rescheduled again, until it happens, we're going to have a couple little raggedy moments like this. And I appreciate y'all, I appreciate y'all being cool about it. This will generate closer. Okay, cool. Great. Well, I'll wait for that when it happens. All right. I was on my soapbox for a moment there. I'm going to get back into this book because that's what we're doing. We're reading the book and it's almost 7. So I actually do have to leave at 7 today, y'all. And just as I was talking about doing what you're called to do, the next section is called Live in Your Lane, Not Someone Else's. Lisa B, own it. Me and Lisa, we right here. Right here. A similar way to look at your life or business is to view it as a superhighway stretching across a dozen lanes or more. One lane might be marketing, another might be sales, while another might be accounting. You have a lane that no one else should be driving in, which frees you to speed along at 65 miles an hour. You get important work done with little distraction, and others experience the same freedom to produce and grow and expand because they too are safe in their own lanes. But what if I decide to change lanes? The minute I do that, it's like I've run over a nail. I'm outside my power place, now trying to operate in my maximum capacity in an area where I have less experience. Plus, there's already someone else in that lane trying to drive too, whom I'm impacting and who is slowing me down. I think one of the most powerful things I learned to do with my team was to get out of the way, to just stay in my lane. And I learned the same lesson at home with my son. For years, I was the head chef in my kitchen, but once Jelani returned from culinary school, cooking became his main lane. Not only because he is more experienced now, he's more passionate too. So the best thing I could do was let him drive. On the rare occasion I forgot this rule, we still get the meal done, but it takes twice as long and doesn't taste as good as if I had just stayed in my own lane. The same issue came up with parenting him. When he was younger and found himself talking to someone new, he wouldn't say much. I often filled in the blanks for him in those days. Come on, accountability. Sorry. Again, if you're on Facebook and you've been on my Facebook, you know why I'm hollering about accountability right now. I often filled in the blanks for him in those days. But now he's a grown man. When I recently tried to answer for him, he respectfully pulled me aside later and said, "Respectfully, Mom, it feels like you just cut me off and you didn't let me finish my thought. I know you used to do that to assist me through a conversation, and you've taught me well. I'm good now." Okay, I get it. That's no longer my lane. When you're out of your own lane and someone else's calling the shots, you're actually disempowering them. A better approach is to stay in your own lane and honor everyone else by letting them drive their cars. Wow. You never think about that. Whenever we think about whenever people talk about staying in your own lane. Whenever we talk about staying in your own lane, we really think about somebody like kind of pushing somebody else out the way or messing up. We really only talk about that. We don't talk about the blatant disrespect it is to the person who's already in that lane doing that thing. The blatant disrespect to be like, "I don't trust you to do this the right way. Move so that I can do it. I can do it. See me? I do this. This is what I do." Clearly, that's blatant disrespect. Blatant. I mean, it's humbling to have to stay in your own lane. It's humbling and it's uncomfortable sometimes because when we feel like we need to have control, we tend to try to do everything for everybody else. And if you're somebody that has had to take care of other people, like I'm an older sister, I don't know any other experience outside of being an older sister, so I'm not going to speak on those experiences. But I imagine it's a shared experience among those who have had to take care of other people. When you have to take care of other people, you oftentimes try to anticipate, you're anticipating their needs. You're kind of bracing yourself for them to mess up. I was really bad about like, "I'll just do it for you. It's okay. I'll just do it. I'll just do it. And it deprives somebody of an opportunity where they can actually learn and grow, for one. And two, if it's somebody that already knows what they're doing and you're coming in and micromanaging them, or you're coming in and trying to, be like, "Oh, let me see what you got going on over here. And let me try to do that. Let me try to do that too. Let me try to do that too, because I want to be able to do everything." You're communicating to them, "I don't trust you. I don't trust you to do the thing that you feel like you're meant to do and you feel like you're good at." And that's disrespectful to the person. So it's so hard, especially when you've had traumatized. I keep leaning back. It's so hard, especially when you've had traumatizing experiences or very difficult experiences or experienced a lot of challenges with, yes, when you've had experiences that made you feel like you didn't have control in your adult life, you try to make up for all the control you felt like you didn't have. And or there's a lot of reasons why people try to control things, and feeling like we need to have autonomy over our own selves and our own thoughts and our own. I got the email, y'all. I'm finished this thought, but I'm gonna get up out of here, which is perfect because we have another section. When you shoot. Okay, sorry. A lot of experiences lead us to feeling like we need to take control of things and like we need to control everything in our life. I'm very bad about that. I keep it quiet, but I try to control by making sure that everybody is able to get what they want, and trying to make sure that everybody is a happy camper. But that is also my own need for control when it's like, just worry about you. Worry about you, and the rest will be handled. So I didn't really complete that thought because I got a little distracted, and I apologize about that. But did you guys have any? Let's see what comments we got over here. Yes, I'm happy to let somebody rock in their lane, but be teachable, damn it. Yes, be teachable. And always remain teachable. Remain teachable. You are worthy of that knowledge. You are worthy of expanding your mind and growing your mind. And I mean, clearly y'all are here, so you want to grow, you want to learn, or you're just being really supportive of me, like listening to me talk. Either way, you're going to get this growth either way, but be teachable. Hold on, I'm waiting on Instagram. Be teachable, be open to accountability, be open to honesty, be open to those things because you're worth it. You're worth being better than you were before. You're worth being a better person than you were this time last year. You're worth being the best version of yourself. And you deprive yourself of that experience when you don't live in your lane. You deprive yourself of that experience when you shift your focus to what somebody else is doing and what somebody else got going on. There's this beautiful song by Jonathan McReynolds called "Comparison Kills." It's a gospel song, but it's a beautiful song regardless of your faith because it's a life lesson and it's a life message more so than a Christian message. But I recommend y'all go listen to that song, "Comparison Kills." And reflect on that because I know we didn't talk about comparison, but just minding minding your path, minding your lane, minding your strengths and things like that. Those are the things that are going to propel you so far beyond what you ever imagined would happen for your life. So I do have to peel out, y'all. I do have to go. I will be able to stay longer tomorrow. I'll be able to stay the full hour, and we can even do a little bit extra to make up for today. And tomorrow is Wine Wednesday, so have yourself a glass of wine ready because we're going to have some wine because that's what adults do. They have wines and make memes and jokes about wine. So have your wine ready. I'm wearing pink because on Wednesdays we wear pink. And that too, it's illegal here. So I'm not going to talk about it, but okay. Okay. The devil's lettuce, as Corey calls it. Anyway, love y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night. And also the playback is going to be up on my page, and that visualization process is up there. So I hope that y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye.